Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto News, the crypto news channel. Today, we are going to talk about several exchanges that worry us. A lot of things happened. We will also talk about lots of other news, things around FTX and several cryptocurrencies that fell at the same time. So for those who don't know the channel, daily crypto news of the day. Don't hesitate to subscribe, to activate the bell to not miss any video. Let's start with the price of cryptocurrencies as a whole. The market is up slightly. 1 Bitcoin at 16,700, 1 Ether to 1,100, plus 0.19. BNB more than 3%, that's catching up a bit with the drop of the last few days as a whole. A slight increase, let's say, of the market of 0.5%. Let's start with exchange OKEX is a major exchange that has blocked withdrawals for more than 7 hours. A priori it is not a liquidity problem, it would be more a problem related to their supplier Alibaba who would have problems. So they are getting it back in working order. So there you go, we're just reminding you of the risks and I've talked about them several times. I will talk about it in the rest of the video. This is the one you see here. This is the exchange Bitvavo who would have problems. Who's got $280 million locked up on Genesis. We have talked about Genesis several times. This company which has problems, which has blocked withdrawals from its institutional clients, such as exchanges that deposit money on this platform to then provide attractive returns to their clients. Bitvavo just said they got 280 million blocked. These 280 million, that's 17.5% of all they have. They have 1.6 billion euros normally on the platform, so it's still a significant amount of money, let's say. So be careful on this exchange. For example, as on all the exchanges are centralized. I have always told you it is done to buy and sell. Do not place all your crypto on it either. It is something that is risk. We have seen it lately with FTX. Now let's move on to something related to the DCG, Digital Currency Group. Genesis is the DGC subsidiary which has problems. What is also happening is that we have noticed that there is a set of tokens held by DCG which are going down at the same time. Filkin, Flow, RSR, where all these tokens fell suddenly. It's all the tokens that belong to DCG. They have a significant amount of tokens, so basically the theory is that DCG is selling its tokens. Why? To be able to reimburse perhaps part of the debt of Genesis, to be able to help this company which is in the process of collapsing. And you can see the impact it has. It's a lot of different exchanges that have problems. I talked about Bilbao, we also have Gemini, we had many others. It was an important piece in the crypto ecosystem. They are potentially selling to help. So that would explain the classic Ethereum drop. And many other cryptos in the last 24 hours. Also talking about exchange and FTX. If you had money on when it was blocked, your name may be released shortly. I had talked about it, and there, in fact, the judge in charge of the case did not prevent the media who requested this request from revealing the names of the people who had money on FTX was not refused, and the media should suddenly explain in January on the subject. So I think there's a good chance that all the information of the people who were on FTX will be revealed soon. Today is the video of exchanges. We had a decentralized exchange on Solana that was hacked, and according to the latest analysis, more than $4 million were stolen. Before, we thought it was $2 million. There is a hacker who managed to drain the liquidity available on the decentralized exchange. Knowing suddenly it's not a hack is not a flaw as such. It is a priori it would really be the private key, a private key of the developers which has been hacked, which has been stolen. We don't know how. In a posteriori analysis they made on the subject, they didn't say how it was stolen because they don't know. And it is very difficult to prove and identify how a key was stolen. Maybe we'll never know. But in any case, it once again shows the risks on decentralized exchanges as we have seen. There are risks everywhere. You may be wondering how to avoid all this. It's complicated, don't lie. The best thing is to host these cryptos yourself and temporarily pass them on exchanges. It may seem to you we will say very negative all that, but personally I still really believe in crypto, finally in cryptocurrencies over the very long term. Yes, because today we are in a difficult period. Yes, it is the bear market. Yes, cryptos are down. There is plenty of hacking everywhere, companies closing. But fundamentally, the crypto ecosystem and the foundations on which it's all based hasn't changed. Bitcoin is still around and Ethereum is still around. The various cryptocurrencies are still there. They have not changed in their operation following everything that has happened. If you believe it will revolutionize the world in 5, 10, 20 years. So for me there is no reason for it to change. Now let's talk about SBF, who, a priori, should no longer fight against his extradition to the United States. Initially, he wanted to stay in the Bahamas, just to make sure all this lasted a bit. People thought it was because he was in the Bahamas that things would be better for him. Eventually, he would have changed his mind. He spent 4 days, I believe, in a prison in the Bahamas, which is very difficult for him to bear. He would have changed his mind and should tell the judge on Monday that he no longer refuses extradition to the United States, so that should mean that we will have a trial soon in the United States. Finally, I wanted to tell you about Donald Trump's collection, and in fact, it works quite well. Everything has been sold. The people who invested the $100, they did a ×4, ×5. Now we are 0.43 Ether, and 45,000 copies sold. That brings more than 4,500,000 to Donald Trump's. And they continue to receive 10% of the royalties with each resale. So that's what I was going to tell you today about the crypto ecosystem. I hope you enjoyed the content. If not, subscribe, like, and comment. And I'll tell you tomorrow for the next video.